Thanks for joining us, and happy Olympics. I'm David Molko.
And I'm Christine Pitawanich. We begin here at 11 with a follow-up to an issue several counties in our area are dealing with: slow ambulance response times. It is something our KGW investigative team has been digging into now for years.
Well, the bottom line, an increase in calls for help combined with difficulty hiring paramedics means sometimes there is no ambulance to respond in an emergency. That is known as level 0. While Multnomah County is struggling the most due to a policy that requires 2 paramedics per ambulance, this is not an isolated issue, with Clark County also experiencing calls with no ambulance available. And now one fire district is doing something about it. Alma McCarty's in the newsroom. And Alma, you went to get a firsthand look here.
Yeah, David, Christine, we are talking about Clark County Fire District 6. For $49,000, they bought a used ambulance for firefighters to transport patients when AMR isn't available.
New to the fleet in Clark County.
It was a fairly inexpensive way to provide that extra level of safety for our citizens.
An ambulance purchased used from a dealership in Texas.
It was actually in the federal system, so it was transporting to and from military hospitals. It has some miles on it, but it's really in good condition.
David Russell, Assistant Chief of Operations for Clark County Fire District 6, says by the end of August, it will be ready.
And so this is kind of an insurance measure to kind of bridge the gap between AMR and a long transport time.
Level 0, or when provider American Medical Response has no ambulance to send, has become a problem across the Portland metro to varying degrees. Our KGW investigators looked at data from the first 6 months of 2023 in Clark County and found ambulances were busy and unable to respond right away on 3% of calls. In District 6, Russell explains they've been pretty lucky, but they still want to be prepared.
Seeing the stories that happen in Multnomah County with fire engines transporting critical patients, right? That's not a place to provide care on the floor of a fire engine. So we wanted to do something that would provide our citizens with a higher level of service and give our responders a place to work that is acceptable in the rare need that we need this.
All right, so how rare are they talking? Officials expect only to use this ambulance about 5 to 10 times per year when a wait time is longer than 30 minutes. We've reached out to AMR for comment this afternoon, but we have not yet heard back. David?
Yeah, still could mean all the difference for that handful of patients. Thank you, Alma.
New tonight, officials are trying to find a man accused of intentionally running over a flock of seagulls just outside Long Beach, Washington. Heads up, witnesses there sent us a few photos of what they saw. These were taken on Saturday. Here you can see a bird in the front grille of his Jeep. The man is accused of speeding on the sand, then hitting and killing 25 birds and almost hitting 2 people and their dog. Washington's Department of Fish and Wildlife is investigating.
To get you caught up on tonight's other headlines now, a Washington County grand jury has indicted a man for murder in the killing of his brother at a popular family-run events venue. Robert Horning is accused of killing Carl Horning, a lieutenant and firefighter with the Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue. Authorities say Robert was detained and questioned in January at the time of the shooting. He was arrested today. No word on a motive.
And Salem police arrested a man accused of sexually assaulting a worker at a business. Felix Flores Jr. was arrested Friday morning shortly after police say he tried to sexually assault an employee at Happy Holiday Massage near Lancaster Drive Northeast and Market Street. Earlier that week, Flores is also accused of sexually assaulting another worker at a different business, Sasa Massage in Southeast Salem. Flores faces 8 charges, including rape, sodomy, assault, and kidnapping.
And a Beaverton man has been indicted after deputies say he broke into someone's car and then threatened them with a sword. This was on June 24th at the Plaid Pantry at TV Highway in Southwest 209th. Deputies say the suspect, Andrew Grayson, was inside the vehicle when the owner confronted him. That's when he allegedly pulled out that sword, threatened them, and then ran off. A K-9 deputy helped track him down. All right, let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Matt Zaffino. Now, Matt, a huge cool off today, so how long is it going to last?
Yeah, big difference from the weekend and last week and really the entire month of July. Basically, It's going to last, the cool weather, another day or so. The rain won't last that long, but we still have some showers out there, especially up in Clark County. And there have been some decent rainfall amounts around Oregon. Still getting rain in northeast Oregon. There are several fires burning in this area between Burns and Baker City and out towards Ontario. So if they're getting a good solid rainfall, that can only help quite a bit, especially with the cooler weather, the higher humidity. But the rain will really go a long way towards helping to fight those fires. Now, the rain in town, not that much, but hey, 2,100 up in Scappoose for middle of summer is quite a bit. And some of these other amounts, like Kelso had half an inch, over half an inch at Astoria. Other amounts about a half an inch in the Cascades too. So we did pretty well with this July rainfall. So the showers will end tonight. We'll get clearing tomorrow, and then Thursday is the first day of August, and August begins hot. In fact, we're going to call those first 2 days of the month weather impact alert days because of the hot weather. We'll talk about how high those temperatures will go a bit later, guys.
Okay, thank you so much, Matt. Now to an update out of Newburgh-Dundee Public Schools, where the district is nearly $4 million in debt, and the future of its superintendent, who is already on leave, is on the line.
We've been talking about this a lot. Catherine Cook is just back from Newburgh with the school board's latest move. Catherine?
Guys, the board did not vote to fire Dr. Stephen Phillips, but they did decide he'll no longer be working in the capacity of superintendent.
Any further discussion?
In a brief Newburgh School Board meeting Monday night, members decided on the future of Superintendent Stephen Phillips' contract. In a 6-1 vote, they moved to send Phillips a 12-month notice that his contract would not be renewed. He'll still get paid, though, and after that year-long period, will be able to stay on as a consultant for the district for another year.
We have worked on drafting a notification that would satisfy that obligation.
In June, Phillips announced he'd be taking a 2-month medical leave of absence. The move struck many as abrupt. It happened just after board members reported being blindsided by news that the district was nearly $4 million in debt. When Phillips returns from medical leave, board members say he won't be working as superintendent. They haven't shared what role he'll have as he continues to earn superintendent wages, $180,000 a year, plus cost of living adjustments. In the meantime, former Newburgh Superintendent Paula Radish is filling the interim position for free. Her 2-month volunteer role ends August 13th.
August 13th is also when the school board will meet next. At that time, board members will talk next steps toward finding a replacement. And one more thing, the board can change its mind whether to terminate Phillips' contract if they choose to. Guys.
Have a feeling there's much more to come in this saga. Thank you, Catherine. Oh, we are also following up tonight on a deadly crash that left 2 people and a puppy dead on Highway 30 last week. This is right outside the Valley Veterinary Clinic west of Rainier.
So clinic staff say they asked ODOT multiple times for a turn lane on that section of highway due to all the crashes they see there. Staff say ODOT declined, pointing in part to records showing 2 crashes on Highway 30 in front of the clinic over a nearly 30-year period from 1985 to 2022. ODOT says back in 2011, it widened the shoulders of that road in the area to allow more room to pass turning cars.
Straight ahead on KGW News at 11, Portland's police chief weighs in on the latest iteration of the county's plan for illegal drug users come September, and it appears he is less than impressed.
And cheering for Team USA from space. Check out the NASA astronauts nailing Olympic events in a pretty effortless way.